Obviously, it's 2017, and 2017 represents new beginning, and it represents forceful, focused energy because it falls on the Sunday, which is the sun. And obviously, the sun is creative because it's fixed, it fixes its energy. So 2017 is 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 7. Now, I don't always follow numerology in the way that people follow it because you have to look at um, its aspects of reality, meaning that it has to synchronize with the actual work that you're working with. It has to make sense, right? It has to make sense because your whole body, physical body, is a connection to numerology. Your whole body. It's why your fingers, you have 5 fingers, 10 in all. You have, five, and so on and so forth. So your physical body is actually the true um, manifestation of numerology in essence. It's the true reflection. But because everything falls into synchronicity, i.e., the sun, okay, and obviously that synchronizes with Sunday, and obviously synchronizes with the number one and new beginnings and creation, it makes complete sense that it's about connecting with the self, and it's about reassociating the ego and understanding who and what the ego is, and it's about finding balance in the ego and what the ego is, also. So that's what it represents. Now, okay, in astrology we got the big planets, specifically Jupiter. Jupiter represents where the light shines. It's currently, from a Western perspective, I see that it is in Libra, right? From the Vedic perception, I can see that it's in Virgo. And so, what we're looking at here, we're looking at the higher aspect, the higher angles. So, the higher angles is that it's about balance. By mid summer, it's about balance. So, the soul or the sun will seek balance within itself. Okay, so, okay, obviously it falls on the Sunday. So again, it's about creativity. So all those people who have a a solar kind of energy, it will be a good time for you lot to shine. But on the one hand, we understand that Mercury is retrograde, so the new year starts with a confusion. It starts with not so much a confusion, but a reassociation and reanalyzation of our reality. Therefore, means that some changes may need to be changed in order for the year to be smooth. But first, it has to be done where we analyze and understand what's going on. So it's into the 8th of January. So obviously January means Janus. Janus is a Roman god um, at the time of the Roman Empire. That obviously this is why it was given that name Janus. There's actually an astrological software called Janus. Look into Janus. I'm not going to break it down here now, but basically the key aspect about January is about setting up new goals, and people set up new perceptions of realities and what they want to do. Okay, so what does that mean? So what do you want to do? So, but then that happens really on the 21st, because that's why you buy your presents. You buy people presents because these are the thoughts that you project for the new year. So these are the thoughts that people project for you. So this is the secret behind the Christmas tree, and the Christmas tree being the only tree that stays throughout the whole year. And so that's why you went through Christmas and so on and so forth. But because Mercury went retrograde before the solstice, it affects how you relate with other people. And so therefore means it affects the New Year's resolution. So the key is actually to go back and to work on the things that you didn't complete in the last year. Yeah. To bring a clarity into this year. That's the key, right? That's the key. That is the ultimate key, because if you're working with the vibration of the Gregorian calendar, you have to understand the key effects of how it's affecting your life. And so therefore means you are under this rulership of this calendar. So therefore means you must work in synchronicity with it to dominate it, right? Because you are under a spell of a mind spell. Because a calendar is a mind spell. It's a spell. It's actually a spell. It's a mental software spell, and the only way to know how to navigate it is to work with it. You're gonna have to work in it to come out of it. You can't work out of it to get. You have to work in it to get out of it. You know, because to get out of it without, you're in it anyways. So the karma is in it. So everyone's karma is in it. So the reason why we're in it is because we're in a cycle that is dominated by it. So therefore means we must have come a way to balance ourselves back out of it by being in it. And then therefore means we can balance ourselves out away from the problem of humanity. And so if you're serious about being conscious about yourself and realizing who you are, this is a great time to get into it, because you can get into your ego, and that's what the sun is about, to be out there. And remember, the Mercury is the closest planet that stands to the sun. This is why in the Bible they say Michael, which is Mercury, which is Wednesday, is the angel that stands closer to God. And so therefore means it's the messenger of God. It's Tehuti, it's Thos, it's all of that creative aspects of communication. And this is what it's about: understanding communication and building communication and working with communication in such a way that it can create, because the sun is about creation and Sunday is about creation and this year is about creation, and creation looking in. So creation looking in, because Mercury retrograde means that you're going in, you're building in, you're creating in, you'll be in the connection with the thinking aspect of the mind. So that's this year. One last thing I want to say. See, there's a few things, but I'll just get into it. This stone here called citrine, a wonderful stone for this year, because it allows you to get into your willpower. Now, I've anointed this stone with a specific oil that was channeled to me a few years back, and I've worked around it and I know how to work with it. So it helps to draw wealth. Now, I've never really been into wealth, even though my name is Richard. But the key is that wealth is actually in your mind, and health is actually key. But the key to health is actually to have the wisdom and understanding of how to apply it. Because you might be unhealthy right now, but that's fine, because it's not about that. It's about what you know, and it's about how and what you apply to what you know. It's not about how healthy you are, because tomorrow you can die. And that doesn't mean that you was healthy. It just means that the pattern of thoughts that were created for you to be somewhere else the next day is based upon your true wealth. This is why when people tell me about wealth, sometimes it's like, don't tell me about wealth. Don't tell me about wealth, because you don't know what karmic pattern you've created. That's wealth. Pattern. Karmic pattern, that's true wealth. I'm telling you, that is true wealth. Karma is wealth. Yeah, that's what I think it is, honestly. Karma is the true source of wealth. I tell you this. And if you want to get into that, get Thinking and Destiny. Yeah, get this book, Thinking and Destiny. And yeah, you can be on this book for like years. But it's the closest aspect to a person that hasn't meditated and that wants to know what true wealth is. And if that person is serious, then they can go into it and study it, thoroughly. So basically, yeah, away from that. So basically, I've anointed this, and it works in relations to wealth. So we're talking about like wealth that people seek to get whatever they want. So this works. This works. I'm not making it up. I've anointed it, and it's in it. The only way you can see it is by applying it and trying it for yourself, and get your critical mind out of the way, and then you'll see where I'm going with this. So the instructions come with it. It's available on my website. I'm selling it, and it works wonders when you need it. So if you need something it depends upon the mind state that you're at. When it comes to wealth, it depends upon the mind state that you're at, and the what you're willing to put in to achieve what you want. So basically, if you only work in a 9 to 5, then the 9 to 5 will be the aspect of your wealth, right? If you decide to take the leap creatively using your knowledge and you move on from the 9 to 5 to doing something for yourself, then the wealth changes. And also, depending on the choice that you undertake, would be the vibration of the wealth that will interact with you. So the higher the work base for wealth to be received, the the better the energy will work creatively to manifest itself into your vibration. So it's all about the channels. It's like channels based upon fear. Fear is the restriction which blocks the relationship between your wealth and your health. Um, yeah, so basically that's that. And that's available on my website. So it's a citrine anointed with a specific oil that I use and the instruction on how to draw wealth from it. So that's a simple method. And again, it's about figuring out the type of wealth you want as opposed to just any wealth. Yeah. Um, Finally, just to close this video, there is only 12 people in your life. Did you know? And that means that the 12 people in your life are actually people who you see every day. And if you write them down, every 2.5 days, you change signs. So therefore means you meet a different person, which you know that's in your life. And then you actually identify who is who. There's your friends, which are 12 people. There is also the people that you meet, just random people. There's another 12. These are cycles that happen in a cycle of the moon for the 28 days of the moon. That's the true cycle of the year because timing is the moon. So you got that, and then you got obviously the relationship between um, your thinking and your mind. That is nothing to do with the 12 people, but that is the relationship with your mind. So there's the 12 people and there's the 12 people that you meet every day, just random people. And, that's linked to 24, the cycle of the moon and the sun, daily motion. Um, so basically, when you know that, you're able to work with the how you supposed to move in your life and how to create and when to do things and when not to based upon the moon. And that will tell you how to work with the 12 people. Now, if you want more information on that, send me an email. I can do you a birth chart reading and I can get into it and break it down and so that you can understand it and analyze it to such a degree that you can actually start applying it and start noticing. I want people to notice. That's the key. It's about application. So if you want to get into the application, teaching of the moon cycles, and I'll do you a birth chart on how to apply the moon cycles and how to notice it. I'll teach you how to notice it so you can see it in action, reality, in action, reality, in action. Okay, that's all I've got to say. Peace.